We are here today with workshop artists, with Helenek, with Bounch, with TV.To, with Motenai, with Coyo.Te, with Spudnik, and Anuxi. Hello. Yeah. Somehow I managed to. So, my first question to all of you guys, it's what's the item you created you're the most proud of?
Let's see. I'm going to have to say Cluckles the Brave, simply because that's what started it all. Yeah, that was the first one. That's what got it going. If it wasn't for that one, I probably wouldn't have just kept going with it and I guess pushing myself farther and farther to see how far deep down the rabbit hole the workshop is, I guess. So yeah, definitely Cluckles the Brave will easily take that spot. So
I like the chicken too.
Yeah,
it's excellent. For me, I think the most obvious answer that comes to my mind would be the collab we did for the New Bloom event, which is the Three Spirits. So I know it's kind of a, it's 3 in 1, but like the way we came out, I'm cheating, I'm taking it. But no, we're really proud of it because it was a lot of work in such a short amount of time. Andrew did an amazing job with the SFM that we kind of released beforehand to kind of pimp it out. But yeah, it came out. People seemed to like it a lot. We were all proud of what we did, and to this point, it was the most complex. And how we outputted it, it was just to all our liking. I think we're all pretty proud of it.
The overall results amazing.
Thanks.
I really like that set, the 3 sets inside. I don't know how far I should get
like this.
Okay. I don't know. It's hard to choose a favorite one. I think I'll go with Shag Bart now, just to steal the option from Anuxi. Yeah. No, but I really enjoyed the result of Shag Bart. Not just the courier itself, but how we worked with. I think we worked really nicely. Everyone did a great job, and it was a good synergy between everyone, I think. What's yours?
Later.
It has to be a release set or also something we created, by the way.
What's the workshop?
In the workshop. Okay, so Secret Orb for Nick's Assassin, I would say, is the one I'm most proud of, because I realized it from beginning to the end. Usually I collaborate with other people, but that one I did it just for myself. I wanted to have a Nick's set, so it's definitely the one I'm most proud of.
That one has crisp textures. I love that. Well, since I only did one item, it's probably that. But it's the frozen stain for the Tusk Fist. It's like he's like a keg, frozen and the stain, right? But I did one that's not accepted yet, but which I'm even more proud of. I did a mace for Ogre Magi, like a dragon head that spits fire, that works fine with the in-game particles.
I love that thing.
That was awesome, but I don't know. It was seriously, Valve, what the? Come on, got me some. No, I really like that one, but yeah, so that's cool.
Spudnik, I'm probably the one I'm most proud of is Azamir. That one was labor of love, to say the least. We spent 3 weeks on it, and it was crunch time all the time. And it was 3 guys. It was me doing the 3D work. It was Danny them doing the 2D and texture work, and it was Carl King who did the animations. And it ended up with Danny them in the hospital, me not sleeping for 2 weeks or something like that, and Kyle working a full-time job and animating for us. It was crazy, but it was a lot of fun. So yeah, most proud of that one.
Hi, I'm Anuxi. I think the most proud item I've done to date is got to be Beaver Night, because Thiago's... I would have said a set that was already in the store, but they said I could do workshop one, and Beaver Night's obviously the most proud. For Sing Sing, obviously. And Thiago did a really good job with the animations, and he's just so cute, and he evolves, hopefully. So it'll be really fun. And yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so Coyo.Te told us about communication with Valve, actually, and maybe I'll ask.
All right, Valve, listen. This is important.
So I will ask one of you, because asking each one, I think it'll take too long. So, Tividoto, can you tell us? Can you tell us how the communication with Valve with workshop artists goes?
What I know at least is just when they're going to accept an item, they not every time they say that they're going to accept the item. Sorry. So most of the time we know by watching Cybermet stream, like, oh my god, my item got in game, it's amazing, and we never know because that's one thing that they don't sell what they're going to do. So we are always trying to guess. But when they like something and they think that something should be fixed, they send a message there. You receive a developer message saying, we like your item, but would like you to change something. That may not, even if you do that, may not make in game. It's always up to them to decide. So if they don't like the any result, doesn't mean that if they said something, the item is going to be in game. It's like they give some feedback sometimes if they like, and they may add in game. What else more about communication? They don't do much open statements about the workshop, which makes some people a little unhappy because they don't know which way to go. We don't know sometimes if we should go for particles or for something crazy like new sound effects or something like that. We don't know exactly what is allowed or what is not. So I don't think it's an issue because it would be impossible for them to give feedback for all the items. Like there's tons of items being submitted like every week. Yeah, it's basically the communication that they give to us.
Okay. So now I would like to ask Anuxi about does people recognize you actually? Because a lot of workshop artists are just names. They're not faces, they're just names, not like players. And I think you're the most famous workshop artist. And how do you manage with that?
I don't really know how I managed. I just attend an event, and if people see me, then I'm like, hi. And then I'm like, that's weird. How did they recognize me? And then I remember I started streaming. So before I went to TI, I didn't have a presence. I just had a name, which I tried to build as a brand name. And then after TI, when everyone met me there, I started streaming with a face cam, so that helped a lot too. Changing my Twitter profile image to a face, and now people can recognize me at events and stuff. But yeah, it's just all about exposing yourself in a way that isn't bad, I guess. I don't know.
But is it bothering you when people like come and poke you, hey, make a photo with me, or?
It only bothers me if I have to, like I'm like already on a mission to, like today I was like running, chasing after Tom, as you do, because he's always running. And I was like, wait for me, and then someone was like, hey, can I get a photo with you? And I was like, but I'm losing, I don't know where he's going, and I was just like stressing out, and I was like, look, not now, can later. And that was like the only time. Usually I'm just like, yeah, I'm not doing anything, I don't really care. So yeah, I don't mind.
Okay, and I would like to ask you also, what's the hardest thing for you? In what part of the process of creating the item is hardest for you guys?
Let's see. I mean, the hardest part. I mean, coming up with the ideas as far as on the animation side of things, figuring out what works, what doesn't work, experimenting, trying new things, then seeing it doesn't work, and then restarting and doing the whole thing over again. But there seems to be a lot of trial and error. Or at least there used to be, not so much anymore. I seem to really started getting into, consistency and getting stuff I know works, and then just keep going with that. And I mean, that seems to be the hardest thing at the moment. So. Let's pass it over.
Yeah. On the 3D side, it's tough to say because it's very item dependent. depends on what you're going for. I get fed a lot of concepts a lot of times, so I have to evaluate them and make sure they're actually fully capable in 3D, because sometimes we like putting detail in there, but like, will it read from a distance, and do I have enough polygons? So I enjoy, I would say, 95% of the process, but while it's not difficult, I'd say the hardest part is usually simplifying stuff to the fact where it'll work properly in game, making the LOD ones, like the lower resolution that goes in game, not the one that you see in the portrait, can be frustrating because you're so close, and it just takes a lot of time to mentally evaluate the model and make sure it's going to fit within the budget. And a lot of times you're like, I don't want to make this change. It looks so good like that, but I have to cut out these 10 polys so it fits, and it kind of like destroys it a little. But it's like a puzzle, and that part always on a case-by-case basis. But that part generally is where I stress the most. So.
I think for me it's the concept part. Concept part is the hardest part for me ever, because I'm never happy with my concept. I don't feel that I draw enough, good enough, and I'm always changing my concept. Even if I'm modeling or doing the low poly, changing things. That's the main issue for me.
Yeah, I think like Vidoto said, it's pretty much like. When I don't have a concept artist, I'm not working with a concept artist, so I have to come up with my own idea. It's always like a bit complicated for me because I don't draw. I have no idea how to draw. I just model. So like usually what I do is like bring the base model into a 3D program and start creating stuff on top of it and try to find what I like visually, like what are the right shapes and volumes that would be appealing to see from the game view. So it's not always easy to find what you might want to see, like understand if you like it or not. So I can spend a lot of time into this part of the process, which is the beginning. And then after I've done that, it's like easy and straight way to the end. But that's the hardest part for me as well.
I have to say base mesh here. I hate base meshing. Like, it's such an important part for the ongoing process afterwards, and it's a pain. Like, really, I'm thinking like I got this picture in my head and I got the concept and how I want to sculpt it, but I then have to like split the sculpt or the 3D image I already have in my head, how I want to realize it, into parts, into smart parts actually, that make sense on how you can later put them back together again. And that's like, I'm standing there and thinking, do I use a tube or a square for that? And what would be the best part? And then you go back to Dynamesh, and then you find out it does work, and then you go back and it's just like, it sucks. But I think these parts change. Like what's hard for you changes over time, I think. Like eventually you learn and then you get better, and then all of a sudden that one part you're not good at, you get better at, and another part is the part that gets harder for you, so you have to struggle with another thing. So that's kind of like the creative process in a nutshell. You always have something to struggle with, basically.
I have to agree with Thiago. I mean, the initial concepting part, like finding a concept that you really love, which is almost impossible, like for me at least, unless I'm working with a concept artist, because if it's somebody else's concept, then I have a much easier time like looking at it and saying, oh, I love this part. Maybe we can change, huh? Yeah, but the thing is, like, if it's something that you made yourself, then you spend so much time inside your own head that you start doubting yourself and like, could this be good? No, I'm 100% certain I could make this better, and then the set never gets done because you spend like half a year on it and you keep redoing it, and you're like, no, this doesn't fit. Oh man, I hate it. And it all started from like a point where you're like, oh yeah, I want to make a set for Windrunner, and then you're sitting there half a year later and you're like, I hate Windrunner. That's so fucking sad. So yeah, that's the hardest part for me.
The hardest part for me probably has to be rigging or skinning at the moment. It used to be texturing, because textures, like, you could have the best model in the universe, and then if you texture it like shit, it's just ruined. Like, it's just complete, because all you see in game of a model is the silhouette, and the texture usually fills out most of it because of the half Lambert shaders in Dota 2 don't really show the the normal map so much, so your textures need to really show off the model in the best way. So the textures were the hardest part for the longest run, and they still take a lot of my time, actually. I usually redo them quite a bit, but rigging is always a pain. Like, it's just, like, changing, like, a weight and then re-importing it into the game and then seeing it's still broken and then going back to the thing and then changing the weight and then, yeah, it's the worst. So, yeah, it's the hardest.
Okay, the second game of IG and Alliance is actually going, if I'm not mistaken. So I ask you just one more question and you're free later. How good actually are you guys in Dota? Like, what's your MMR?
Oh God, no.
7K. Let's see. I think my MMR is just a little over 3,000. Yes. Boom. No, I'm a really weird player when it comes to Dota. I go in and play, the really, carry supports, or builds. Yeah. Like just exactly. I mean, I'll do things that most people usually frown upon because I just enjoy doing the oddball stuff. I just find the most enjoyment when I play Dota that way, which is why I usually don't play ranked too much. I just stay in low priority or so yeah. So yeah, I learned Russian from Dota, there's all that stuff. I mean, I've improved a lot as a person, I think, because of that, from Dota, from Russian and being berated constantly while playing the game. It's a lot of fun. So.
All right. I don't have an MMR. I can't give you a number, but I play a lot with my friends, and I think it's outside of just doing the workshop stuff. It's easily one of my favorite games of all time, and I put in hours, but not nearly as much as the people I play with, which is surprising. I think I'm at something like 450 games, which is not a lot. When I play with some of my friends, I look at their wins, it's like 1,200. I'm like, ooh. But it's a lot of fun. I think I'm pretty solid. I could hold my own, but I'm mainly a support player. I just really enjoy being able to just be helpful during game, place the wards, do the stuns, and kind of tag along with my friends as they just hopefully dominate the enemy. Big fan of Jakiro and Shadow Shaman, especially. Anything I can control, it's fun stuff. Yeah.
Okay, my MMR I think is the same. It's 3,000-ish, 3,100 I think. I like to play a lot of offlane. I really like to play Laundry. Laundry is my favorite character. And then I started playing Furio. It's my second play character. And then I started to play Rats, and I'm not playing offlane anymore. It's just trying to destroy the Rex. I don't know if we play different, but I'm that guy that tries to keep the moral of the team high and no, never give up. Let's go. And I think because I don't know. Normally, I think those people tend to have a higher MMR in my head. So if I have 3,000, it means that I'm not a good player. I don't know. Is that my?
So I don't have an MMR as well because I don't get the chance to play Dota that much. Maybe every weekend, every now and then, So I'm just got out from that phase where everyone, at least in one game, pick Riki or Pudge. Just got out of that. So now, I enjoy to play every now and then. It's like with friends. I had a group of ex-colleagues that were playing every night, so I was loving to join them and playing with them. But now that the group got a bit apart. So I play by myself. I do some single draft to learn new heroes and stuff. Guess my favorite heroes that would be Nyx Assassin because I just love it. Spirit Breaker, Bristleback, Riki, no. Bristleback, I really like it. Although it's super easy. I mean, simple. Hero, and now I'm getting into Earthshaker, a lot of strength hero. I like a strength hero, you live a little longer than the others. So that's the reason.
Well, at first I gotta say I'm probably better than my MMR. I'm pretty sure everybody is. Like this team sucks kind of attitude. Well, I haven't played too much lately. I start again because there's lots of work to do with the modding stuff I'm doing at the moment. But because of that, I started playing more again. And around 3K, like 3K1, something like 3,100, stuff like that. But it's a weird feeling because if I play with people that kind of like apply themselves and play with me, like we're really face rolling the enemy team usually. But then on the other hand, I get a win streak, like 7 wins, and then I get matched with people I think can't even write their name. Like literally, I'm doing stuff and I'm thinking, what the fuck are you running around for? And there's stuff to be done on this like map and lane, and trying to hold together a game by yourself is like really a challenge. So yeah, but it's fun. I mean, I got a lot more relaxed over the years. So I usually like to play characters that have like interesting voice acting and kind of it's immersive, and I like to have a laugh while I play. So I play a lot of Ogre Magi, and like Lion is fun too, or like Shadow Shaman is always good. I have to say I have played it once and then face rolled with it, so that was cool. Because at the moment I'm playing the Daily Hero Challenge, and there's a lot of heroes that I haven't played too much, but I actually found out are really, really fun to play. So I'm probably expanding my favorite hero range a bit in the next couple of weeks. So yeah, like Undying or something was really fun because he's annoying as hell with his tombstone and stuff. So that was really good.
So there was this website called Wasted on Dota, and it's basically a site where you put in your Steam account and it tells you how much time you wasted on Dota. And so a friend linked it to me, and it was like I was in the top 50 or something with time wasted on Dota. And I was like, shit, I gotta rethink my life. This is we can't go on like this. And then I realized I just had it like open in the background while working on Dota and stuff all the time. So I was like, bullet dodge. All right, I can go back to Dota. But as far as the MMR, I'm like sitting at 4K right now, and hold on, but according to a recent Reddit post, this is apparently the trench tier, which
3K was a trench tier.
No,